I went on this date, but I just wanted to tell you guys a story about that date because I wanted to see, and I want you to deeply tell me how would you feel in my shoes, because I think, well, I'll tell you what I think after. But okay, so this is, mind you, this is the third-ish date. The first date was dinner, obviously. Like, so think of some hot pot place. So imagine you guys went on a date. The first date was a hot pot place. The second date was a barbecue place, like a Korean Japanese barbecue place. Along with, we actually went out to go get boba tea and stuff like that, and stayed and talked to each other for a bit. They were all good dates. Like the communication, the conversation was all there. It was all great, right? Then the third date comes. And and this is kind of a date, but then you can kind of tell me how you guys really would think of it. And it was about, we were supposed to go watch a movie, and the movie was The Lion King, the new one that's out in theaters right now. I believe it's Mufasa, I think, right?
Yeah.
But I had never watched all the other live actions Lion King. I've watched all the cartoon ones, but never the real one.
Mhm.
I was telling her about that, and then she told me, because I had Disney Plus, right, that I could just like watch all the Disney Plus one and stuff like that. But she wrote it wrong when she wrote, "We can watch all the ones on Disney Plus," right? Because I have Disney Plus. And I was like, "Oh, sure." Um, I was like, "Sure. Do you want to watch it at my place?" And she's like, "Oh, actually." So she told me she wrote it wrong, but then she said that, like, actually, you could come over if you want, and we could watch it at my place. It's fine. And I was like, "Oh, okay. Sure, why not?" Right? It's the third date, just to see how it would, like, go about and stuff like that. Mind you, I'm still filling this girl out because we got linked up by our friends for the dates, so I don't know if she likes me yet. I just know she agreed to the dates, and then we are been conversating ever since then. Um, so I went to her house, and when I went to her house, she had her laptop and her TV inside of the bedroom. But she told me she didn't want to watch it from the TV because it's a bit too far, and she doesn't want to wear her glasses. And I said, "Oh, okay, sure." And then she said that, like, because I had Disney Plus, I could log into her laptop and log into Disney Plus, and we could sit next to each other and watch it from there, right? I never made like any physical movement or anything like that with this girl because I don't know if she likes me in that way. I just want to tell everyone that. Um, so she goes into the bathroom because she said she wanted to change and then get into comfortable clothes to sit there and watch the movie. So I'm like, sure. I open up the laptop, right? And I see 4 tabs. 2 of the tabs is her homework assignment, right? 'Cause she's still going to college to extend her degree. The other 2 tabs had my name in it. So I was kind of curious, why is my name in the 2 tabs? The
She's been
first
looking.
tab was my Facebook, my personal
She's
Facebook.
doing her
And
research.
then, and then I was like, okay. And I could see that she's scrolling through my photos. The second tab was my Instagram. Mind you, both of these are public. And I went through it, or she went through it, and I noticed that, like, oh, she's also going through my photos. And then she just so happened to stop at where the tab is on one of the photos, and god damn, I look hideous in that one. At least I think I do, me personally. And I was like, oh god. Then I heard the door click from the bathroom. I can hear it from the hallway, right? I mean the room, the bedroom through the hallway to the bathroom. I was like, oh no, she's coming out. So so I panically opened up a new window and then just went through Disney Plus and then logged in from there. So we watched the first and the second live action Lion King movie together, right? And we're scrolling through it. And when we finished the second one, she closes out of the window for the second window. I forgot to tab back to her homework. So when she closes it, she sees that my Instagram photo, page, it's on her laptop, full screen, while we're sitting next to each other watching it. And her eyes widen and her jaw just drops. And for a good solid 4 seconds, I didn't know what to say. She didn't know what to say. And all I said to her was like, okay, well, it's a great night. Let's just schedule the day that we're going to go watch The Lion King Mufasa. And she just like stuttered through her words and go, okay. get home safe. And then I went, I left. I went to my car and drove away. How do you guys feel if that was you guys? That's my question.
If that would have been me, I would have jokingly said, "Oh, I guess I have a serial stalker here." Then, you know what I mean?
I would have been like, "Damn, I look hideous."
Like I would have made a joke out of
just
it.
joked about it.
Right.
Like, oh,
I didn't. I just pretended like it. Well, I couldn't have pretend. She knew I saw it.
But the fact that she, like, both of you didn't say anything for 4 seconds, and her mouth was like open, like jaw dropped. She was like, it's like caught. You know what I mean? She got caught red-handed.
What Meg said was kind of spot on. Like she was doing her research.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Girl does her research. Before we go on a date with any guy, we'll know your full name, where you live, your friends, your best friend, your parents' name, your siblings' names, maybe your cousins' names too.
Jesus Christ!
Jiminy
Is it
Cricket.
the women have like a network of like like FBI, CIA like type of
Yeah,
stuff?
we're
Like
secretly FBI's as our skill description.
your social, your blood type.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, I'm not very good at it, but um, some of my girlfriends are really good at like finding out guys' information. Just if you just give them even like their first name, they can find a lot of stuff. I think it's also because like we just want to make sure that we're safe, like the person's real first of all, and so like what you say matches up like what we're seeing as well because we do get a lot of like catfish and also it's just about a safety thing because sometimes I know sometimes my girlfriends have been on Tinder dates. Their name and their real name does not match up. And so they don't know until like they go on date. They're like, actually, that's not my real name. And they were like, oh, why weren't you using your real name? They're like, oh, I didn't want to use my real name unless I like the girl. I like you or something like that. Then I'll tell you my real name. Like that's really weird. It's kind of creepy. So it's more of a safety thing.
Yeah, that makes sense because my name is very distinct, so it's very easy to find me because I'm the only Skyline in the world, and that's my legal name too. So
you know what? I'm gonna Google you and do my research right now.
So yeah. So what Meg says was actually what was running through my mind as I drove back home. Actually, because I had a flashback when my sister was alive, and my older sister actually told me that like girls actually research the guys before they go out for their safety. That's why what Meg was said. That's why I said she was spot on. So the fact that she was doing that, it was number one. I think it was she did it because of her safety, but also at the same time, my sister also told me. See, I don't know if this is true, but she said when a girl does that and she's digging that far up, right? It means they really have an interest in you. I don't know if that's true or not because I still can't tell if this girl likes me or not. Because after that date, it's been almost 2 weeks and she hasn't texted me.
Oh, maybe she's embarrassed. Like,
Yeah, she's
like I
definitely
feel like
embarrassed.
it's out there that everyone knows that girls do that, but we also don't want to get caught doing that. You know, we don't want you to know that we did research on you beforehand.
That's exactly what it
So
is.
maybe it's like partially embarrassment.
I believe so.
It's like me
But that goes
calling
to
another
show, be
guy.
careful. That goes to show, be careful what you post on social media.
Close your tabs.
And close your tabs.
Yeah, I honestly would have made a joke out of it.
Yeah.
Just to, I guess, not to make it more awkward and make her feel bad, I guess.
But as far as all right, so that's the story I wanted to share with my friends, all you, including you, Meg. But as far as the dating market goes and all that stuff, and me not getting any matches and stuff like that, the reason why I don't feel discouraged is because I feel as if that like majority of the apps, I'm not being sexist or anything like that, but for a male, it's extremely more difficult to actually land matches and actually stand out more compared to the vast majority of other males.
Yes.
Because you can't put your personality much on it. So, which was why I wasn't really discouraged or anything like that, and I kind of just left it as it is. I still swipe here and there if I am free and stuff like that, but as far as like the standards of how most girls, I wouldn't say set, but like their preferences, I don't quite meet it. Um, which is why I'm not like, obviously I'm not like a what's that guy's name? Channing Tatum, Jason
Jason Momoa?
Momoa. Yeah, I'm obviously not that super good looking and stuff like that. So I'm not surprised. That's how I feel about the dating markets for guys. So I'm not surprised that happened. So that's how my dating experience has been going. And okay, maybe not going, but like, but to answer your questions, because I know you guys asked me, but that's actually how it's been so far.
Well, I'm glad you're getting yourself out there again.
Yeah, thank you. Because before, it's been too busy with my sister and a
Mhm.
cancer treatment and my family and then working. And it's not that I didn't have time for a relationship. It's just that like I didn't really try much because I had other things cooking.
Priorities.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yes.
And now that I'm a bit more or a lot more free now, I figured, yeah, sure, take a shot at love, see what happens from there and stuff like that, and bump into some internet stalkers and whatnot.
I didn't know you owned a sushi place called Sushi K.
Oh my
I like it
gosh.
raw though. That's why.
It's funny
Oh my
too. There's a 240sxforums.com showed up.
240 a sex.
Yeah, when you had your red S14.
Okay. That
It's
makes
funny
sense.
too because it says registered, joined July 23rd, 2011. Last seen July 25th, 2011.
July 23rd.
Yeah, that's what it says when you joined this
Oh.
this 240sx forum.
Oh,
God damn.
that's-
You should
that's
change the name
interesting.
again.
No, my name's gonna stay that way. It's
You know
gonna.
what you should have done? Should have looked her in the eye and patted her on the head.
I'm sorry. Wouldn't.
Oh my god.
That would have been a good one.
Right. So
Oh
we,
my
we
gosh.
we have time for just one more question. Yeah, we all have places to go.
All right, lay it on me.
All right. I'm gonna go grab a beer while you guys do this. But what's one thing? Wow. Okay. Sorry. All right. Let me do it again.
Take it back. Take it back. Take two.
Take it back. Take it back. What's one thing of your friend you're deeply jealous of, but you haven't admitted to them? Any one of your friends. All right. I'm gonna go pee. Hold up. I mean, sorry. Grab a beer too.
That's a good one, actually.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, if we say it out loud here, they're gonna know. It's just like, damn it, do I really want to admit it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I tell them what I'm jealous of, they'll know. Anyways. No, it's a good one, though. I really can't think of one.
Yeah, I got nothing because I got everything I need. At this point, anything else would be just a bonus.
Bank account? I have no, I don't know. I can't think of one.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah. Me neither.
Because I mean, there's no real point of being jealous of another person for something that they have.
Well, the thing is that at this age, we can like work for it and attain it.
Yeah,
It's one of the, unless it's like, I don't know, maybe like a hot looking partner or something. I don't know, a car.
Mhm.
yeah.
But those things, I don't know. I really can't think of it. Okay, how about you?
Let me set that. Oh no. This is-
No,
My whole thing just died.
Wait, I can
it's
hear
probably when you stepped over.
There you go. There you go. Leave it. Okay. All right. We'll edit that part out. It's my turn already.
Yeah,
I only wanted to just grab a beer.
yeah, we can go on.
Oh, you guys can't think of one?
yeah. Because
No.
I have nothing, to be honest with you, to be jealous of.
Envy, jealous. Envy and jealousy is a deep thing. Of my friends that I could think of is, definitely has to be dedication. I feel like my friends, like including you guys too, like I'll admit it on camera, you guys are more dedicated to a cause than I can. I feel like I'm extremely lazy sometimes to certain things, but I've seen you guys are very devoted to a lot of things that when I see you guys put your mind to it, that I wish I was as dedicated, but I feel like I give up a lot. But I've seen my friends always been more dedicated, more devoted to something, and they make a lot of sacrifices that I feel as if I'm too lazy, and sometimes I beat around the bush. That's something I'm deeply like jealous of my friends of.
I know it's
But
not
you're
me.
very dedicated
crazy.
of like this podcast. You know, you're very regular. You do this all the time, and you make time to like, I don't know, do editings and stuff like that.
That's true.
That is a good point.
That's one of it. But there are other things like maybe moral. I
Mm.
guess you guys all have very strong morals that like I wish I had just as strong devotion and morale too that I don't. If that makes sense. Like for an example, I mean I could name a lot. Like Meg, you would go out traveling by yourself, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But for me, I feel as if I would never do that. I feel like I have to like go with someone because I feel as if like I might make a lot of mistakes if I go by myself. But you're brave enough to go like by yourself. But me, I can't. I feel like I need someone with me.
But it's an experience though
Yeah.
when you travel
Yeah.
by yourself.
Yeah. It is. I agree, but I'm too scared to do it by myself. And I'm a guy, and I'm telling you that, Meg.
Oh, I don't do it anymore because I feel like the world's getting more crazy.
Oh, but I always envy the fact that you did that and you actually took
Yeah.
the leap to actually go and do that. But for me, I always, it's something I would have to step out of my comfort zone to do. But I've noticed you did it. So that's like one. Or like Jay, when it comes to how devoted you were when you were buying a house, that you sacrificed spending time with your friends and just focus on a goal that it would come at a huge sacrifice, right?
There we go.
And you would have to enslave yourself to just working and sacrifice money and time, right? Until you achieve buying a house.
Yeah, no, I guess that's true.
Yeah, like that. I've seen that, and I was always jealous because I had several chances of myself buying a house, but for me, I just like never devoted myself that far deep into it.
I mean, you had other people to take care of, so you know,
That's true.
it's not really it.
That's true. But if I made sacrifices, I would have done the same. Well, but I got lazy.
I know what you mean, though.
Yeah. Marco, like you've always damn it, I did it again. Can you fix that?
Now? Yeah.
Oh, you had it. Okay, that's good. Oh, all right, we'll leave it like that. Mark, I've seen you've always like kind of like find happiness in solitude.
Mhm.
But to be honest with you, sometimes I do too. Sometimes, but sometimes I reach like a breaking point. Sometimes, but for
Yeah.
you, I always see that you just stick to like you're okay with your solitude. But for me, sometimes I just like need like a recharge or something like that, or I need to like go and like be around other people
I get
to
that.
make me feel like I'm alive or something. But
But
I've seen you just you're fine with it.
yeah, well, I had to work to get to that point though.
Yeah, and I haven't gotten to that point. That's what I'm saying.
And the funny thing is too that to me to get to the point, a lot of it was from like you guys' help. So
Really?
yeah.
Oh, but that's something. I'll admit that I'm jealous of my friends of. That's me. Wow, you guys really got nothing. You guys are never jealous of your friends. Well, that's a good thing. I think being envy is one of the 7 sins. So that's kind of a good thing.
Because like it's like what Jay said earlier. It's like, you know, we're at a point in our lives where anything we want, it's almost pretty much attainable.
Anything materialistic, I would
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
Anything materialistic is attainable.
Oh,
Mhm.
wow. All right. Well, I guess we have time for 11:20. We have time for one more. What do you regret done to your body? Or we can cover this one, which I don't know if this is going to be enough time to cover that one. It's called, in Chinese, it's called leftover woman.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, Meg
Explain.
knows it too?
I know what you're talking
I
about.
have
Yeah,
Chinese. Of course, I know this.
I saw.
Okay.
I
And
saw.
I've been called that before.
Wait. So we'll cover that one. But we have to time crunch it, that we have to do it in like 10 minutes. Okay. All right. So the next topic is about leftover women in Asia. So
Yeah.
Meg,
Yeah, I saw a
Michael?
documentary about this on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, Meg, go
Yeah,
on.
so like if you're at the age of 30 and if you're still single, not married, basically,
And no kids.
you are called a leftover woman, and that's mean you're very basically shunned from society, you're disliked. You're like the bottom of the bucket. And if any guy would date you, you'd be like lucky. Basically, is that. But I've been called that by my aunts and my uncles before
Oh, I'm
because
sorry.
yeah, that was like when I was in my late 20s and I wasn't dating and they were like, "Oh, you're a leftover woman if you don't start dating and being serious about it." But yeah, they're like, "Nobody will like you. You're getting too old." It's just like a bad connotation. It's what society kind of like put you in. Like, I don't know, just being leftover. Like end of the
So
bucket. Yeah.
that term also exists in Vietnamese, Cambodian, and basically almost all of Asia. Korea has it, and Japan has it too. So the reason of what I wanted to discuss about this topic is that so far it's actually making a bigger movement on and it's trending even more than before. It's because of the birth rate in most Asian countries. So not just China.
Mhm,
Japan has that problem, Korea has that problem, and most of
mhm,
Southeast Asia. So all of Asia, they all have that problem. And majority of what's trending is that they're blaming the leftover women of why it is like that and why the birth rate is declining. Like for an example, China used to had a one child policy,
Yeah.
right? And right now, well, obviously before they lifted it. In Korea, right now, the birth rate is declining so much that the ratio of how much a female, obviously, because females give birth, um, is 0.6% that a female will have for children. In America, it's 1 point something, but it's like basically almost 2. And in Europe, it's 2 point something. So those two is like basically how many kids an average woman have in the whole entire country. But in Asia, majority of it everywhere it's 0.6. It means a lot of people are not having children. And it's a problem in
mhm.
Japan, Korea, China is facing it, and all of Southeast Asia is facing it right now. And so the topic goes is that because they're blaming the leftover woman, right? Of how it is. Do you guys feel as if that is what's the cause of the birth rate declining, or do you feel like it stems from something else?
Oh, it definitely stems from the government.
What
Mhm.
do you think, Meg? Well, we're
Yeah,
talking
I
about
think it
age,
stems
though. Yeah,
yeah. Well, I think it stems from the government. Like everything's so expensive now. And now that like a lot of women are educated, are getting their education, we don't want to get married at a young age like our parents did, you know? Like I don't want to get married and have kids in my early 20s when I'm still learning about myself and I'm not sure about like who I want, the type of person I want in my life forever. I think it
that
stems
makes
from
sense.
that, and everything is just so expensive now just to raise a a kid. I know that, like, in Asia now, they're trying to combat that by
Yes,
paying
they
like, giving
actually
you money.
pay you and give you more now to promote
Yeah,
having a family. They even paying
right.
for speed dating events. Speed
Yeah,
dating.
they're paying you they're like, "Oh, if you get if you have a kid, your work will give you, I don't know, however much thousands of dollars, but it's like that $1,000 is not even worth it
Yeah,
because
so
I don't know, like even I don't know, my brother, I have a nephew, and my brother spends like $3,000 to $4,000 for him to go preschool each month.
that's
That
correct.
is rent money there. That is so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. I spend every year I get back from my niece that I take care of, even though she's not my biological daughter. But every year I get back about a little over 3 grand, right? If you just do the math, that the fact that my niece spends way over 400 to 500 every month she spends that much by herself, and she's 17 now. That 3 grand doesn't do anything.
Mhm.
Anything. And when she was in middle school, it was more like her cheerleading, her like all the other things such as
Mhm.
her Uber and all that stuff. It costs so much more. And this is just America. And what Meg was
Yeah.
saying that yes, there are a lot of other countries are doing things such as the one that Meg said, and they're actually giving like these bonus checks for when you have a child,
Mhm.
which is I don't think it's astronomical. I think it only converts to about like give or take like $6,000 US.
Yeah, it's
Um
not a lot.
yeah, it's not a lot. And then so in the US they give a 2 month fraternity leave, right? And then in Asia, what they're doing is they're doing the same thing. They're mirroring it. They're doing 2 months as well. Like they'll pay you, but in Asia it's slightly different. While America is 100% of what you normally make per hour, in Asia it's
Mhm.
only 70% of your paycheck. Only 70% for 2 months. Um, And even though they're doing that to kind of combat it, I feel as if um, it's not enough to make people kind of drive to have a family. Still,
Right. And
even
some
that,
people are just like, "Okay, as women, then, like then don't stop working," you know? Then we have, like, the pressure of giving up our career to raise our kid until they're old enough to go to school. But by that time, let's say, you do that, you basically yeah, you save some money, but you also lose that income you know, you are contributing to your family. You lose that, you know? And when you're trying to get back into work, you're you're not gonna be able to compete with younger people who are just getting out of college or who's been in this, like, company or, like, in this field. And for
yeah,
you to get back
because it physically takes a toll on your body after pregnancy.
yeah,
Yep.
right, but also, like, for for you to convince them to hire you if you're out in the game for more than 2 like, even a year is your your likelihood of getting hired into the company again is not gonna be as high. So it's just like you're actually giving up a career, and if you get hired again, you're lucky,
Yeah,
like,
I agree with
in
that
your field. So
because
it's
even
just
though
like it's a lot you're asking for us as women to do, you know, to give up it's either, like, career or family. It's like the government's actually, like, forcing us to choose.
yeah, agreed. What do you think, Jay?
No, I agree. Society has changed. The whole stay-at-home mom thing that's gone. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
there's some people that do it here and there, but it's making people rethink everything because yeah, everything's
Yeah.
expensive. My coworker
Mhm.
is going through the same thing. He just had a child, and I blame this on him. I'm pretty sure he listens to it, but I already told him about it. I kind of blame him for his situation because he can barely afford anything. He lives in a condo with his girl and his kid. And he told his girl to leave her job so she can stay at home and just take care of the kid.
so he
So
wants to
he
go from 2 income to 1 income.
yeah, so now he can barely afford rent. He actually
Mhm.
just got a second job recently to make ends meet. And I'm looking at him. All my other coworkers are looking at him too, like, what the fuck did you do? You took her out of her career when you had family that could have taken care of your child or found another avenue to get around that obstacle. But no, he literally told her, quit your job, stay at home, take care of the kid.
Yeah, because when you think about it this way, right,
Mhm.
is you'll lose out on fatherhood and bonding.
Yep.
Yeah, which is something I face now. Like, um, I myself am a father and a mother at the same time, right? And I lose out a lot on my bonding because I'm trying to financially support my niece slash daughter, and when you lose that, the dynamic of the family will change. Like the child is just raising itself,
Mhm.
which isn't a family if you think about it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the fact that this child is only 2 years old, imagine when they start going to school, having to pay for all that. It's like, good luck.
Oh yeah.
You guys
Oh
should
yeah.
have thought about this way ahead of time. You can The fact that he told her, like, quit her job, that's another income gone. No, they both could have been supporting the kid. Now it's just one person trying to deal with all that. So, and he's dealing with it. He has so much stress, barely time for
Well,
anything. Yeah.
yeah. Granted, I always tell people that for your first child, you'll never be ready.
Mhm.
And then after that, it goes on easy mode after your second or third child. But what I will say is that financially it is difficult, and without government assistance or the cost of living dropping, then it's going to be extremely hard to have a nuclear family, which is why I feel as if the birth rate is declining. I don't believe in the statement of where this question came from, that it's declining because of a so-called leftover woman, right?
Mhm.
Um, I eh, I feel as if it's more likely or most likely it's actually declining because of um, development and technology. It's those two together. It's why the birth rate is declining. Um, and it's kind of hard to explain about developed countries, but if you put a map on like countries that are developing at a higher astronomical rate, such as Vietnam and China and all that stuff, right? And Japan, usually any developed countries that goes into that extremely high rate of development, they always have a lower um, birth rate because people are invested into their work and careers more than actually having time to actually find love or develop a family or anything like that because of the cost of living and the cost of needs is so much higher that the developed countries like that it counters um the family social dynamics of how things are. I feel like that's it. I don't feel as if it's because of the whole entire like it's because of leftover women. I feel like that statement's very false. I feel like it's just the development itself, development and technology itself of the country or whichever country.